matchy today. I know, I look for
Yeah, I see.
cool. So hello, Alexandra. Thank you for showing up today. I know I was running a little, what's called, like, woo.
No worries. No worries. It can happen.
Now, tell me though, did the Scorpio full moon really do a number on you too?
It was not an easy moon, let's say that. It was a very hard moon. I felt it very, very intense, like it was really intense this time. I felt it.
Yes.
I don't know how you felt it, but I understood that I was all the time in a dilemma and I was looking for the bright side of the things. I was looking for the positive side of the things and it didn't come up. I was like really crazy. And no, everything was fine. Everything is fine. But I felt that there was something in the air that made me feel strange, not in a good way, like really thinking about a lot of things, thinking and rethinking and rethinking and re-examining and stuff like that. And it was a really deep, deep moon, like going deep inside into the feelings, really in the deepest, let's say, part of my soul, something like this. I felt really, it was like the dark side came up and I had to confront it. Something like this.
Yes. Well, you know what was interesting is for me personally, I just made sure that I shared this so that people know that we're on. But okay, number one, yeah. So the part of myself that I usually keep really under wraps, who is just really a lot less heart-led than I like to behave, is totally like, nah, I'm taking over. We're done with nonsense now. And so a lot of the things that perhaps I had been putting off dealing with, or that were giving me really a lot of struggle, you know, a lot of negative emotions coming up, you know, for the same situations over and over again. And so we'll call her Dark Sue. We'll call her Sue. She was just like, it's done. It's done. We have no time for this anymore. Like, seriously, like, let go or be dragged is kind of how my Scorpio full moon has really shown itself to me. So
yeah, yes, I know a lot of people that were like really like this. They felt it. They were calling me and then, Alexandra, what's happening? Why do I feel like this? I said, don't worry, it's a full moon, it's gonna pass, don't worry. But you know, we came into a much better month. Like May is like a more easygoing month from a lot of sides, let's say. I mean, we have an eclipse this month, a full moon and a total lunar eclipse. Is really which is happening on the 26th. And it's like very intense, but it's not so bad. It's intense, but not bad. It has two sides, but let's say it has lights and shadows all in one, but it's okay. It's okay. And we have a beautiful, really nice going new moon on the 11th, which is also really nice. So I would say that month of May is full of flowers. Like I'm wearing my flowers today. It's a bit dark, but it has flowers on it. So I would say I would not be worried this month so much for a lot of things. It boosts your energy. It's good for almost every zodiac sign. And it's like a preparation because on the 29th of May, Mercury is going to be retrograde again.
Ooh. Get your backup done now.
Yeah, so I would say like it's getting retrograde, so it's gonna last in about 1 month. So, guys and girls, if you have anything that you wish to organize, something that you wish to just get it on, do it this month and don't leave it for the other month. I'm not saying that it's not gonna happen, but you know how things are coming when Mercury is retrograde.
Right. And in the sign of Gemini too. And doesn't Mercury rule Gemini? So there's going to be a lot of communication mishaps and things of that.
Misunderstandings, mishaps, boundaries. It's going to be the whole factor, like sector. It's going to be like really nice. I want to stay at home in June and don't talk to anybody. Hi there. Yes, there is. It passed very quickly this time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I would say that May is, we're gonna take a breath. You see things are going better somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
We breathe.
Yeah. You have to breathe. You have to admit and allow things to be what they are and just really say, okay, I release everything that isn't serving my highest good.
Of course. No, it's a good month. I would say May is maybe one of the best months in the year.
Oh, cool. Good.
It's not a bad month, really. It's like we're gonna be more happy. We're gonna smile more on May. Yeah.
Flowers.
I don't know what your cards are going to say about May, so in general, before we start with the zodiac signs, but I'm very curious.
Okay. Well, today I wanted to say, first of all, that I'm using the Light Seer's Tarot. This is a new deck that I got, and I cannot recommend it enough. Like, I seriously started crying when I was looking through it the first time. It was so powerful. It's so really modern. Oh, my dog just came in.
Don't worry, we're full of, we're live. Come on, things are happening when you're live. It's okay, it's normal. It's totally normal. Come on.
Ace of Cups for the month. I love this. So yeah, definitely reinforces that everything is blooming, everything is flowery, new love, new romance, new ways of interacting with your intuition as well. So this is really a card of new beginnings on all of these emotional fronts. And so fabulous card to start as a general overview of the month for everybody.
Good. I told you so. It's good. And you're gonna see when I'm talking about all these zodiac signs one by one, as we always do. It's like exciting. And let's start with Aries. Come on. So, my beautiful impulsive Aries, dynamic Mars shakes your water in May. It takes a lot of composure to deal with your family issues. You have family issues, but it's not so bad. You may feel, hello, hi. Well, the family issues, you may feel strongly that the place does not fit you. Do not worry though, since the communicative Mercury and the sensual and highly helpful Venus put their hand and balance the situation. So you see, it's good. Your friends and loved ones are there to help you and get you through it all. Luck continues to be on your side in some way, and your mood may drop towards the end of the month, but you take advantage of the moment and you introspect and review many issues of the past. So it's not bad. The new moon on the 11th of the month in the stable sign of Taurus favors finances, and maybe it brings also the possibility of a new source of income. Who knows? The full moon and total lunar eclipse on May 26th. Wow, it's like a bone. in a traveling Sagittarius brings you joy, opens your horizons, and makes you believe that everything can come and only the good that's there for you is going to come finally. So look at this, so optimistic.
Yes.
So optimistic.
Aries, love that. My daughter is an Aries, so I'm just like,
yeah, for Aries, it's really it's nice. Also for Aries.
The King of Wands. So this is a card about finding your determination and really grasping onto the motivation and the go-getter side of your personality. So as you know, Aries is a fire sign, so this is kind of the highest expression of the fire sign. So this is a card I would associate with people like without the gossip and everything around him, but like the Tony Robbins, the people who are like Gary Vee, the people who are just really high up on that motivational spectrum and are doing a lot of that work. So this is going to be a time for Aries to really look inside of themselves and see what it is they want to accomplish in life, and channel this energy, this fiery energy for themselves so that they can achieve what it is they put their mind to. So
beautiful.
Wands.
Beautiful. So you see, it all comes together as always. It matches. Let's go to Taurus. Yes, we know Taurus. It's a spectacular planetary aspect that's happening now in the beginning of the May, this beautiful month. With the unexpected Uranus in your sign, we know, it brings you ups and downs, okay, and many risks, okay. But and as that was not enough, it collides a bit with the planet of life lesson Saturn. This is a fact that creates a relative discomfort and irritation, but the sensual Venus helps you and softens that explosive climate as long as it is from the 9th to the 20th of the month in your zodiac sign. So from the 9th to the 20th, even if the world is going crazy, Venus is helping, so don't worry. The lucky Jupiter and the dynamic Mars make beautiful aspects and make you the center of attention, which is also nice. The new moon in the 11th of the month, and this one in your zodiac sign brings new interesting proposals on your way with chances of evolution. The full moon and total lunar eclipse on May 26 in the traveling Sagittarius brings you ups and downs in finances and requires special attention to expenses, purchases, and payments. But all in general is good, even if Uranus makes you like a bit crazy, not so bad. Venus is here to help you.
Well, good. So, because I know those are all areas that are very touchy for a tourist, to begin with. And so, pull in that Venusian energy and
No, it's good. Venus is helping. So Taurus, don't be afraid. We know these years are hard for you, but you're gonna make it.
Yeah, and maybe double down on the Taurus side of
yeah. Why not?
Yeah, so I really feel like this is a mirror reflection of what you were saying. So the Five of Pentacles is definitely a card of, you have to do things on your own sometimes, and you're not going to be able to get the outside external support and guidance and perhaps, financial material support that you might normally get from other people. So it's going to be time to do it alone. And that might feel hard in some cases, but just pull in your internal reserves, your internal strength, because you can do it. And I think there's this quote that says, I was happy that people didn't help me because I learned how to do it myself. And that's kind of the key or the theme that I see as being associated with this Five of Pentacles card. So
it matches again. Yeah, Taurus, we know Taurus is a very stable sign, but Uranus, and Uranus brings this antithesis, let's say this confrontation, this thing, this contra. Taurus is stable, Uranus is not, so you're in a conflict all the time. And I can understand that, but it's a challenge. Life is full of challenges. You have to take them and be the winner. Just win them over. It's okay. It's going to happen. It's okay. Just relax. Oh, and now we go to Gemini. I like Gemini. So what's happening there? My communicative Gemini. Introversion and hesitation. You feel that in the beginning of May, but do not worry. Your planet, Mercury, is somewhere nearby and helps you to put thoughts and tasks in order. Towards the end of the month, of course, on the 29th of the month, when Mercury is going to return retrograde, as we spoke at the beginning, emphasize the logic and not the emotion. So emphasize in your thinking and put your heart a little bit on the side. So Everything will be okay. Central Venus passes in your zodiac sign from May 9th, and your let's say sexiness increases. The new moon on the 11th of the month in the fixed Taurus pushes you to go out more, to hang out with friends, and to smile a little bit more because you need it. The full moon and lunar eclipse on May 26th in the traveling Sagittarius sheds light and shadow on relationships that need minor repairs. Minor. The time has come to perhaps lay new foundations in your interpersonal relationships, in business, in friendships. If you do not dare now, the moment will pass. So do it now. Yes, perfect.
That's
Logic. Logic and not emotion, not so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Whew. That's hard to do sometimes, though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I know. And people, as we always talk, don't listen only to your zodiac sign, also to your ascendant. We have to read both. We have to listen both. So, and our personal planets, it's very, very important to make this puzzle work.
Right.
Just saying.
Yes, thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
So this is the death card, and I hate to say, ooh, scary death card. There's going to be transformations happening, and this is going to be something moving forward that this is what we talked about when we were first starting out in the session today, is really letting go of the things that are no longer serving you so that you have space in your life to bring in that new energy, that new ideas. And also, this might be tied to seeing things from a more intellectual perspective rather than that heart-led perspective, because sometimes our hearts want to say, yeah, please, I want to hang on. And your mind is like, no, but that's not the logical solution right now. So really see this as a time to take real inventory of what you need to do in your life, what your goals are, and what you need to let go of in order to see those goals happen and come through in your life. So this is the 13th, or the 13 death and rebirth, and it's nice because it has that little infinity sign there. So there's always this infinite cycle of death and rebirth, death and rebirth, death and rebirth. So love it.
It's very good, and it's very characteristic because Gemini is now in that position. It has to take, all the Geminis are in this thinking. I mean, we know that Gemini, the ruler is Mercury, so they think.
Right.
Yeah, thinkers. They're thinkers. They're born thinkers. And they have a lot of emotion, of course, but now it's a time to put more aside and think, let's say, with more strategy. They have to put the strategy in order to go on with this life and this chapter of life, which is really hard for everybody,
Right.
of course, and they have to think over. Yeah, it's good, it's perfect. And death, of course, a death card is, we're not afraid of death. Never. So we're going with Cancer. So May hides opportunities for you, my sensitive Cancer. Really, believe me this time. I know. With the passing of the lucky Jupiter to the dreamy Pisces, travels that are going to be abroad, contacts with people who are far away, and long-term plans are favored. Borders are open. You can travel with precautions, but you can. Everything you once imagined and worked hard can come true. Until the end of July, you have time ahead of you. Listen to this, until end of July. The dynamic Mars is still in your sign and gives you the dynamic and the energy that you need as it pushes you to take your measures, to settle, and claim everything that belongs to you. So, you see, you have power. However, it will be good to avoid secret discussions and meetings since the communicative Mercury is preparing to return a retrograde on the 29th of month. So the new moon on the 11th of the month in a stable Taurus gives solutions to many problems and clarifies the landscape. The full moon and lunar eclipse on May 26 in the traveling Sagittarius may shed light on health issues, so be careful, because you may have to change your bad habits into good and healthy habits in general. So that means that you have to eat better, to sleep better, to take care of your mental and physical health. Be careful. Mm.
I'll have to tell my Cancer friends that. And I'm a Cancer ascendant, so I have to watch that.
So take care of that, because you have to, you need it.
Yep, exactly. We all do right now, especially, but people who tend to be more emotional really need it right now. So I got the Six of Cups reversed for Cancer. Now this is going to, when it's upright, it's a card of nostalgia. It's a card of past situations coming to life. But when it's reversed, I feel like they're going to be in uncharted territory where they really might feel a little bit uncomfortable. And especially since Cancer is such a homebody kind of card, or I'm sorry, homebody kind of sign, really family oriented, it might be liberating on the one hand if they came from a family that wasn't, really happy, if they came from a more traumatic childhood. But also there's this feeling of needing to figure out how to incorporate all of these different lessons and everything into their life as it is right now. And this can, when you think about, tie into health, because it's learning new coping mechanisms, learning new ways of eating. Even eating is such a family-oriented habit, or something that we need, nourishment. But if you learned different things in your childhood, you might have to start afresh and do things in a really different way than you are used to doing it in order to be healthier, happier, and more satisfied in life.
That's true. That's true. And you see, you have to be careful. Cancer has a lot to do with family. We know that. Very family orientated, and also home orientated. And if all the things that are happening at home or with the people that you feel home, and there is no balance in it, it's not feeling good. So, and I know that a lot of Cancers had issues for almost all these past 5 months, issues with the family things and issues with balance at home. So now I think it's a better time. I think that May is a good month for them to understand that they have to balance themselves first in order to balance also their home. It's not always everything. I know that they depend on the feeling that they get from the family issues and all the things that are happening. But this time it's got to be different. They have to orientate themselves first and then go to the others. Okay, we all learn. We have lessons to learn. You know that. Even Leo has to learn lessons. Even Leo. They know everything. I know. My best friend needs to know. So what's happening there, my glamorous Leo? I'm calling it a planetary patchwork. Ooh. Like this. And it's happening, this patchwork, planetary thing, at the zenith of your horoscope. This means that the Sun, the communicative Mercury, and the sensual Venus emphasize the zenith, which is the social image, the professional status, and the goals. What else do you need? You become more extroverted, you breathe again, and you throw off the burdens of the past. The lucky Jupiter in the airy and innovative Aquarius gives you more opportunities. So the new moon, the 11th of the month in stable Taurus, favors your professional career, and it also brings to the surface your creative side, because I know that you have a creative side, but you hide it a lot. So the planet of life lesson, Saturn, that is in motion in front of you becomes retrograde on the 23rd also. And this takes you back a bit again in everything that has to do with relationships, personal or professional. So it takes you back to the past sometime. The full moon and total lunar eclipse on May 26 gave you optimism. So the icing on the cake is the favorite Mercury, of course, who also goes retrograde on the 29th of the month and is responsible for any delays and misunderstandings. So until the 29th, you can achieve a lot of the goals that you need, but also think of the past. Don't stay in the past. Whatever happened in the past stays in the past.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got the Four of Cups for them, which is totally a little bit of a, boredom. I don't feel like what you said is boredom is going to be setting in at all. So one of the things, though, they might want to make sure that they're looking at all of their opportunities and examining them and making sure that these things are. Leo loves grandeur and loves, kind of that like glam and, so I think that they're going to have to pop out in style. And this might be this thing about, it might be time for a new wardrobe, a new look, a new way of doing things. And because I feel like that's going to help them express themselves a little bit more with all of these opportunities and creativity. So, and also I have the feeling like this is something like don't look a gift horse in the mouth kind of thing, where they might be wanting this like extravagant, like, you're the most awesome thing in the whole world, la, 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 la. And, they might not get that. And it doesn't mean that the opportunity isn't for them if they're, if people aren't falling over themselves to be there. So make sure that they look at all of the factors instead of just focusing on, kind of the boring side of things.
Yes, the me, and the glamorous thing, and the goals, and what's my social side and social status, because this is a very important role for a Leo. And you can understand, now in this month, almost all the planets, this patchwork that I'm talking about, it's really happening on the zenith, like in the 10th house. This is the zenith. It's near the medium coeli, like in the highest point of the zodiac, of the horoscope. So there are all the things that have to do with professional status, with social status, with goals. So you can imagine what's happening there. Everybody wants to achieve things. You feel it strongly. And some zodiac signs feel it more and some less. But this is the tendency, let's say, for May.
Right.
So we're going with Virgo, my ascendant. Beautiful. May begins with pleasant meetings and substantive discussions, my organizational Virgo. The dreamy Poseidon is opposite your zodiac sign, and you feel your romantic and artistic side flourishing. The communicative Mercury, the sensual Venus, and Sun pass through the zenith of your horoscope too, as we talked about, and you are quite concerned with your social and professional image. The new moon on the 11th in the stable Taurus favors travel, transportation, studies abroad. Beware of professional suggestions because they can be misleading because of them. Even a flirtation can be just a temporary story with no substance. The full moon and total lunar eclipse on May 26 in the traveling Sagittarius puts you in a dilemma between career and family, professional and personal obligations. Do not forget that Mercury is gonna turn retrograde on the 29th and your plans will freeze. So whatever you have to do and your plans, do it before the 29th of May, as we talk. Yes, interesting. What would you say?
Very interesting. So what I see also is kind of what you said too. So the Three of Cups upright is, time to go out, celebrate, have fun with friends and everything. But when it's reversed, you really have to watch out. And this is what you were saying about watch those new flirtations and new friendships and things like that. And make sure, number one, that they are on the level, like you're being shown what you, what is the reality of the situation. And number two, I have a feeling that they need to watch how much time they're spending with friends as well. Make sure that they're focusing on the more serious side of life in some circumstances and situations, and not to let that, kind of that air of spring and, and just feeling like, oh, life is carefree and I'm carefree. And, and then all of their responsibilities become stacked up on them. And then they're just like, oh, what did I do that for? So yeah, 3 of Cups reversed is
yes. No, they have to be Virgos. Be careful. It's gonna be like Poseidon. Poseidon. This planet makes sometimes. It gives you the dream, and it gives you also the veil, and you see the dream, but you don't see it clearly. So you have to look behind the words. This is what Poseidon is doing. That doesn't mean that it is not going to happen, though. That means that you have to be more careful. This is it's like that. But yes, it can be or it cannot. And I think it's going to be like Poseidon is going to play a role in that. So Therese, don't worry. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. I always say that. Yes, it's interesting, very interesting, but it's going to be okay. It's a month. That's a good month. So don't worry. Don't worry. So Libra, contradictory things are happening. It's very contradictions there for you. Has the month of May, my diplomatic Libra. Professional and social obligations are not missing. Yay! You have enough tension inside of you. Of course, you imagine that all the difficulties of the past will pass and summer will come and you go on trips and you will meet people who are far away and you miss them. Yes, you dream a lot. Your mental health and the treatment of all problems by you alone is paramount. Come on. Do not let those around you influence you. You can do it on your own. The new moon on the 11th of the month in the stable Taurus favors finances and may open new sources of income. How about that? The full moon and total lunar eclipse on the May 26th in the troubled Sagittarius brings good news. Summer is predicted to be hot, full of adventure and interesting acquaintances. But beware of deceptions and do not give in to any family pressures. Your luck is smiling. Do you see it? It's smiling.
Love that. So I get the 8 of Wands for Libra, which is showing me things are going to be moving quickly in the month. And so this is going to be something that deals with like wands are always fire. So those little sparks. And like you said, I think that, what you mentioned at the end there is that things are going to be happening for them and that they just need to really rely on their own strength of character and what they want to see at the end of the day, kind of as their beacon and light. And this is something too, there are no other people in this card. There is just movement in this card. So this is the one that's telling me external forces and your own inertia are going to bring you forward, and there's nobody else there to do it except for you. So movement,
a lot of movement. Yeah, you're gonna see. I mean, they're gonna see changes. I'm sure about it. Changes, good changes though. Good changes.
Oh yeah.
And now we go to our sign, Scorpio. So May begins beautifully for you, my secretive Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. Susan's a Scorpio. We know we're Scorpios. We feel it. The lucky Jupiter passes to the sensitive Pisces, and it seems that he favors your erotic life, business, and maybe even the acquisition of someone you don't even imagine. You say, what? On the other hand, of course, so that we do not forget about it, the planet of life lesson Saturn breaks you and puts small obstacles in your family business. How come? You do not have such a good communication now, but you always find a way to overcome everything. You know, like the phoenix from the ashes, we are that. A little revolution, a little mess, a good captain will survive the storm. The new moon on the 11th of the month in the stable Taurus favors your personal life anyway and brings opportunities for the untouched, or unattached, I would say. The full moon and total lunar eclipse on May 26th to the traveler Sagittarius sheds light and shadow on finances, paradoxically favors them, and prepares the ground for the retrograde course of Mercury that begins on the 29th of the month. Interesting.
Very interesting. So I have 3 Scorpios here in my house. Me, my husband, and one of my sons is a Scorpio too. So I'm just like, woo, looks like we're, like you said, the
funny month. A funny month. A really funny month. I don't know.
Well, interestingly enough, the Tower comes up. Now, look at how beautiful this Tower card is. It's like the blasted oak, and that's kind of a theme that a lot of the pagan card decks kind of reinforce. But when it's reversed, I feel like there is going to be a little bit of that energy. Like you were saying, things are going to get really interesting. That's a nice way of putting it. But the Scorpion might actually turn inward during this time, or not allow the explosion that perhaps in a lower form of themselves they might have, you know, kind of just allowed to happen. So with the Tower being reversed, I see exactly a really nice tie to what you were saying, but also that there will be, the drama that comes up this month won't bring things necessarily to an end or to a conclusion or climax of any sort. It will kind of get stamped out. And like you said, with the Phoenix, if you can allow yourself to embrace the challenges of the Tower card, or actually, you know, I would say since it's reversed, you might drag these issues into the next months with you, because you're not going to fully face them hiding behind your feather there. Your cheeks got a little red.
You see that?
Yes. But yeah, there will be some bubbles rising to the surface, shall we say, that need to be thought about. And you have to decide too, you know, Scorpios can be very vengeful, very yeah. And so in this month, really, and in what I'm facing, what I'm seeing overall is there are kind ways of going through these changes that we need to make. And sometimes we have to, we're not going to actually fully experience or end what needs to end. We might actually end up dragging these things, like I said, into the next month and not fully facing them. But like, well, yeah, you said Saturn is going to come through this month and really kind of spring us.
I know that you don't like it so much.
I'm all like, how can I make this better? It just can't get better. So, yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah, and like you said, at the end of the day, everything is okay. You just have to take your best. You have to do your best to work through things in your own way. Yeah.
Nothing else. No, it's like that. Take it or leave it. So we go on with Sagittarius. So May is a crucial month, actually, in my travel in Sagittarius. Important planetary events are happening. And the change of the lucky Jupiter for a while in the area Aquarius will bring air in your daily life and will mix the landscape a little bit. What does this mean? Wait and hear. The new moon on the 11th of the month in the stable Taurus favors finances and probably shows also for you new sources of income. The full moon and total lunar eclipse on May 26th in your zodiac sign sheds light on your interpersonal relationships. Well, there are no risks, neither in the personal nor in the financial way. Generally, avoid superficiality, impulsivity, and do not create dependent relationships. The communicative Mercury will begin its retrograde move course on the 29th of the month, where it opens a new life circle with enough blur though and lack of realism. So do not fall into the trap of dreamy Poseidon. Try to see behind the words. Tricky, tricky, tricky.
You know, I never knew Poseidon was such a trickster. I would have thought that was more Hades' realm than Poseidon. So this is interesting, seeing how much influence he'll be having in this month. So for Sagittarius, oh, I got the Queen of Wands. Now, this is a nice card that's telling me that you're going to be, I think you mentioned this right at the beginning of the Sagittarius, where they're going to feel really well and good in themselves. Their confidence is going to be blossoming. They're going to be able to use their power and their passions. And actually, that sexuality and fiery energy that's associated with, you know, creativity, sexuality, they're just going to feel good this month. Yeah. So I really think that they might want to, when I see a court card like a queen, king, page, or knight, I'm always like, embrace that energy and let that energy permeate what you're doing so that, you know, you can fully feel confident and use your passions to create things in your life.
No, it's good. Yes, Poseidon is a totally dreamy planet, but I told you it blurs. It's like tricky. Never know with Poseidon. You never know. But it's also a good planet because it gives you the power to dream, to be creative. Come on, you have to dream in order to achieve.
Right.
How are you going to achieve if you don't dream? It's not possible.
Right.
So we go to Capricorn. Well, what's happening there? May is starting well for you too, my workaholic Capricorn. Conversations full of meaning, romantic feelings, and a lot of tenderness. I mean, wow. Pays off in the first 10 days. You put the grounds on your relationships, or now your other half is going to come for those who are searching for it. Yeah, it's nice. The dynamic Mars is, of course, in front of you and spoils it a bit, creating tensions and confrontations with those closest to you, something that makes you really tired. You don't need that, actually. But believe me, it can be for good in the end. Really, it may be for something good. The new moon in the 11th of the month in the stable Taurus favors your interpersonal relationships, you see, and emphasizes your creativity. It's very likely that you will experience unique moments with your partner, intense, unique moments. The full moon and total lunar eclipse on May 26 in the traveling Sagittarius brings light an old and persistent health issue that you may have forgot about it, and maybe also a financial compromise which you do not want it so much. So be careful. The ground, of course, is preparing everything for Mercury to come retrograde on the 29th of month, which will bring setbacks and some obstacles. You know how this works.
Aw, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't like it so much, I know, but it's like, oh, it's yes, but it's, you know, let's say from 100%, this month will bring 70% of good things. This is a yay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the Two of Pentacles reverse shows me that things are going to be slightly off balance too for the Capricorn. They're not going to be able to have that, for Capricorn, I think that really, when you think about that goat climbing up the wall, just really, holding on to every little nook and cranny there, they're just going to be thrown off a little bit this month and not be able to get the traction that they were hoping to achieve. So I would say, if you are listening today, or if you are watching this video during the month of May, really kind of take this as advice to see how you can steady yourself. And a lot of times when we get the right attitude going, then, or if we have that foresight and forewarning, then we can prepare ourselves emotionally, mentally, and even by leaving a little bit extra in the bank, so that if some unexpected something were to happen, or if we feel like we're caught off guard by something, then we have a little bit of leeway, we're prepared, we're not so fully caught off guard by it. So I think that's a really important thing to note for Capricorn this month.
Perfectly said, because Capricorns need the balance. Capricorns love to work. Capricorns are always anxious about what's going to happen. They're not so organized signs as a Virgo, but they want things to work. What they say as a work, as an achievement, they want that to work, but they're not so organized and so crazy about, health issues and clear, everything should be clear and sanitized, but they have work, and whatever they call work here, like it's the priority. So they need to balance, of course. This month is going to be also a really tricky month, but it's going to bring good things. But I think it's a month that they have to consider more. They have to do more for their partners. And if they don't have a partner, they should look for that side in them. They should be more sit back and relax and don't think about work all the time, 24/7. Come on, they should relax. I know what I'm talking about. Yay. And now we go to Aquarius. Oh my God, Aquarius. Oh. With small restrictions, May is coming for you. Small, my area, Aquarius. The planet of life lesson, Saturn, reminds you of the words that you don't like to hear, I know. The words are discipline, organization, consistency, and self-control. You don't really like them, but you have to remind it to yourself. Lucky Jupiter leaves your zodiac sign in the meantime until the end of July, and you are called to take a distance from any hasty and superficial decisions. I mean, take your distance. Of course, the appetite for fun will not be lacking, since the Sun, the communicative Mercury, and the sensual Venus in the communicative Gemini shake you. So the new moon on the 11th of the month in the fixed Taurus favors the changes, moving, furniture moving, changing the furniture, changing, I don't know, the coming of an offspring, who knows, and changes the daily life. The full moon and total lunar eclipse on May 26th in the traveling Sagittarius throws you in the spotlight almost by force. Yes, everyone will want your company here and now. Do you want to be cloned?
Interesting. Yes. So I get the Page of Wands, but reversed. So this passion, and I feel like this really is talking to those restrictions and that discipline and organization, consistency, and self-control. Because the Page of Wands, when it's upright, is just like running after whatever passion project, new idea, goal that they have in mind. But this is telling me that you have to really put your energy and emphasis into, that organization and stability of what you've already created in your life. And And you might find it really, really boring. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Aquarius. Sometimes we have to sit tight and do those boring things in order to, kind of, like we were talking about, balance, harmony. Though it just has to be done. Sorry,
Don't be sorry. They have to learn it, but if they don't like it, I told you, self-discipline, self-control, organization, consistency. They don't like to hear about it, but they are doing it. But they are doing it with with this feeling, this not again. I have to. I know this is the solution to my problem, but they don't want to do it. They are interpreters. They are free thinkers. They are innovative people. They're full of innovation in their brain. And I'm not talking only about business. I'm talking about daily life. They innovate things. I mean, you think in a box, and the Aquarius thinks outside the box. This is natural. It's a natural phenomenon for them. It's
right.
it's
So
really
then
like,
being consistent and, double checking the I's and the T's and everything would be very boring and would kind of take a little bit of the spark out of the fire for them, for sure.
but they will be still in the middle of attention. Everybody would love to hang out with them. This is why I said at the end, do you want to be cloned? I mean, you cannot be everywhere all the time. Simultaneously be in 10 different positions. It's not possible. So think about it. And last but not least, Pisces. Woohoo! So, with the favor of lucky Jupiter, May begins for you, my dreamy Pisces. Optimism, you have a lot of optimism, but also arrogance this month, mixed with super optimism, will be like a very catastrophic thing. So be careful of that. You have to find the balance. Your daily life will definitely become easier, and the dynamic Mars will be in the introverted sign of Cancer all the months that are coming for you. This will give you empathy, tenderness, romance, and sensuality. The dreamy Poseidon, this governor of yours, the planet, may bring romance to the unattached. But beware of deception, as I talked about. The new moon on the 11th of the month in the stable Taurus favors the promotion of agreements. The full moon and total lunar eclipse on May 26th in the traveling Sagittarius makes you more skeptical than ever. Family and perhaps a very special emotional proposal will put you in a dilemma. So on the 29th of the month, the communicative Mercury turns retrograde, and there will be a lot of misunderstanding, delays, and confusion. Beware of Poseidon, I would say.
Aww. Poor Pisces, because they're so soft and gentle to begin with. So, and then they're one of the.
They were born in a bubble of dreams. They were born in this big bubble, and they are in love with love and love and love and in love.
Yeah, exactly. But the Four of Swords tells me that they're going to find solace within themselves too in the moment. So if they feel overwhelmed by what's going on around them, or if they need to check back in with their own intuition about people so that they know that they're not, being deceived by Poseidon, they just need to take a step back, relax, let the world go on around them, and, kind of recenter in that optimism and recenter in that self-confidence. And, they don't have to always be going, even though it is going to be a little bit more of you said it, more of a socially kind of, where they're going to have more romance even. But just make sure that you're taking enough time, Pisces, to take care of yourself this month and really, recenter, take a step back when you need to, breathe. It's going to be okay. So.
You said it. No, it's not. You see, it's not a month where I say, "Oh my God, be careful of the month." It's a month that brings. It's very, for me. It's a very normal month. It has ups and downs, like all in life, but it has a balance also. It's not only bad or only good. It brings both, and you have to find the balance. You see, we talked about it in almost every sign. Some of the signs are more favored, I know. Some of the signs are less favored. Unfortunately, Scorpio is not a favorite one this time. But I don't say that it's a disaster. It's not a disaster. It's okay. It's really okay. It's like it's gonna go on, and it's gonna be a month that we're gonna see. We're gonna listen also to good things that are happening with COVID-19. You see, I mean, in Greece, I don't know. Also, I think in Austria, things are opening one by one. Also here, one by one is gonna be opening. So you're gonna feel lighter. You're gonna feel more open. You're gonna feel better. So you see, this month is a good step towards freedom in any way.
Yes.
So it's good. It's a good month in the very, very hard, also hard 2021.
Yes. Yes. And like you said, we need to just make sure that we're not caught up in illusions, that we're looking at things really, like you said, dream and be happy. And Ishmael said, ma'am, you are goddess. So I think he's referring to you and your flowers and your brightness.
I don't know. Maybe he's referring to both of us. Why? We're both goddesses. Come on. Thank you, Ismael. This is really a nice compliment for us ladies here. Come on. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the compliment. I'm having such trouble speaking today.
But me too. I all the time. I don't know why. It's you see what's happening with all this planetary patchwork that we're living in. Yeah, Sun, Mercury, and Venus are all together. And Poseidon is somewhere there and watching and saying, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. So, I mean, I don't know. Do you have a comment to do? I would say this month is really not a month where we can say so many things to be careful of. I would say only sit back, relax, take a deep breath, go outside if you can, go just take a walk, enjoy the good weather, the better weather, and be optimistic. Yeah. Be optimistic. Don't lose it. Don't lose it for anything, because you're gonna need this deep breath, because June, it's gonna be a hard month.
Uh-oh.
A harder month.
Well,
so yeah, for sure. So whatever, I'm going to say it again to close the chapter of Mercury for this month. Please, people, attention, attention, attention. Do all your stuff, all your businesses, whatever you can do in this month, do it now. And don't leave it for the end of the month, please. If you can. If you're not, so just be careful. I would say so. I said.
Thank you for letting me know that. I've got some things wrapping up at the end of the month, so I have to make sure that everything, all of the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. But also, yeah, like you said, number one, just recentering in ourselves right now, getting outside when we can, getting that deep breath, relaxing, really trying to not overreact to outside influences, but to really kind of find our strength within ourselves. And like you said, when Mercury goes retrograde, watch what you say, watch how your communications are. Don't sign any contracts if you can avoid it. Really make sure, get your computer backed up before it happens. Don't update your website. I do that every Mercury retrograde, and every Mercury retrograde I am on the internet with the help support people. Like, why is there this urge that I have to update my website, and why is it every time that I kill my website. So yeah.
Oh, come on. Everybody's doing it. Therese, you're leaving. Yeah. See you next month. Take care.
Thank you for coming. And yeah, so I think we will wrap it up now, and we will have the video will be on YouTube. So if you want to watch the replay, and then the everything will also be written up again on the Spiritual Business Spotlight blog. So Alexandra, as always, it's a pleasure and so much fun, and I can't wait to see you in person again. Seriously. So
me too. Me too. Me too. I hope I will come soon, or you're gonna come. Who knows? So let's see what's happening. It was a pleasure with you. Many kisses from Athens.
Yes, many kisses from Vienna. So take care, everybody. Bye. Whoops, hang on. This one always.